welcome back to my channel. This might be the last video of my channel for the year, or maybe the first one. I'm not sure when it will go up. This is probably more of a, not serious, but more of a personal video, I guess. I'm going to be a bit more open and honest and real and raw and all that stuff. It is something that I really want to do, something that I'm hoping, like, as my future goes on, I can try and be open and honest every now and again about my life and my experiences and things like that, whether it's on my YouTube channel, my Instagram, just so that I guess sometimes it's nice for people to hear about what other people are going through or their experiences so that they don't feel so alone. It's nice to not compare yourself to someone else if you see only the good stuff. I just wanted to talk about my year and the year that it was. The year of 2019, the year I turned 18, an adult, the year I finished school, the year I went through a few things that I thought I'd talk about. I've written things down so I don't get too off topic all over the place. Hope everyone enjoys this, I guess. And yeah, 2019, it started with a bit of heartbreak. I did realize that you can break your own heart sometimes, and I definitely did at the end of last year and the end of this into the start of 2019. But lo and behold, some things are just yours and they're meant to come back to you, I guess, or you're meant to go back to them. I didn't get my heart broken by someone else, I broke my own heart. That was hard, but it was something that I am happy I went through and experienced, I guess, because I think in the long run it made me stronger on my own and with someone else. After all that happened at the start of the year, I was feeling very lost and alone, and those two feelings kind of did carry on into the whole year. I would say it was definitely a year of loneliness and a year of feeling lost, and that's okay. I feel like if my mum watches this video, she's gonna just cry. But that's because I've had so many nights where I've cried to her, we've cried together, and she knows everything. But this isn't meant to be like a sad video, this is just going to talk about what I went through. It was a year of feeling lost and lonely. Did lose a lot of friends and a lot of social interaction, I guess, people around me. I didn't feel like I had many quality relationships. Well, I don't know. Something else that I learned was that when you're true to yourself and you stand up for what you want and what you value yourself as and what you don't want to put up with anymore, you can lose some friends, and it is hard and pretty shitty, but I guess in the long run it's kind of better, because sometimes quality is better than quantity. But it does suck, and I did definitely experience that a lot this year. I am quite a strong-minded, outspoken person. If I believe in something, I don't want to just let someone think that they can do things that aren't right and all that stuff. So sometimes me standing up to that person or putting myself out there can end up me losing that connection or friendship or relationship, which is something I had to struggle with, I guess, because part of me didn't want to put up with certain things and felt like it was the right thing to do because I wanted to have self-respect to say no to certain things. But at the same time, it felt like I was chucking myself in the deep end because I was only ending up worse off and more lonely because of it. So I did end up pretty lonely and lacking connections. I had friends, but never someone that I felt like was there for me all the time, that I could completely trust, someone that always wanted me around. There were a lot of times where I felt alone. I had Reese, which I'm very, very, very grateful for. I know if I didn't have him through some of the hard times in the year, I would have been even worse off, because I would have had my mum and that's it. And I love my mum and she's great, she's my best friend ever, but you also need other friendship connections than just your mum and your boyfriend. So that is something that was hard this year, but I got through it, and if anyone else is experiencing the same thing, you'll get through it too. Sometimes you just outgrow people, or the way you think and act and feel is completely different to what they do, And just because you go to school with those people, that's not everyone in the world. There's so many more people in the world that you are going to meet when you're older, and you're going to click with better, and you're not going to feel like you have to settle for mediocre relationships. If that you haven't found those people in school, that's okay. And I had to accept that too, that there are millions more people that I will meet in my lifetime. If it's not these people now, then that's okay. Okay, so moving on. It was a hard year to go through all of that, considering it was my last year of school, and year 12 is pretty hard as it is. So there are a lot of times where I did feel extremely down and lost, and like I didn't want to go to school anymore. It was definitely something that taught me a lot. I think in loneliness you learn a lot about yourself. Loneliness can be a great tool. You just have to embrace it. Let it run its course, because you're not going to experience it forever. Another thing is mental health is very important, and it is something that you should look after completely. It is so powerful how you feel mentally and in your head. I definitely struggled with mental health this year, and I'm going to be open and honest and say that, because I don't think mental health should be something that isn't talked about, because everyone goes through something, whether it's slight to completely. Everything is important, no matter the extent of it. Me going through lots of low periods of low mental health, that is completely okay, and it is completely something that I'm not ashamed to say. For me, year 12 was a big drainer on my mental health, and it got to the point where I realized that my mental health and my well-being and my happiness was so much more important than exams or doing well at school or getting a good mark or anything like that. And that goes with friendships too. My mental health and my happiness is so much more important than still being around them and letting them treat you in ways that don't make you feel good or happy. I really encourage everyone to look after themselves and their mental health. And if you're going through year 12 or any other time in your life, whether it's stressful, whether it's not, put your mental health and your well-being and your happiness first, and don't apologize for it. Honestly, you are the most important person to you in your universe, in your world, and you need to look after yourself and have yourself in your best interest. If anyone needs help with mental health, message me. I will honestly reply to people and chat to them. If not, there are many resources that I will put in the description if you do need help. And I do encourage everyone, whether it's to see someone or to talk to someone, talk to a loved one. Honestly, I cannot stress enough, just do it. Do it. Also, have self-love. It's definitely a journey, and definitely one that I went like this throughout the year. Started off the year feeling like myself, I guess, and then going through points where I felt like I needed to look a certain way, so I'd try really hard. I went through a point where I put on a decent amount of weight, and I couldn't cope with that. It was very hard for me. I didn't have good self-esteem. Even now I go through points where I put on a bit of weight. It was like everyone, it's normal to change. I've learned that you need to love yourself in every state that you are. This is your body. This is your home for life. Doesn't matter what it looks like. It functions. It makes you breathe. It makes you run. It makes you laugh. It's so important that you love it for what it does for you, and accept that it fluctuates, it changes. No one is going to be the exact same size, exact same measurements, and exact same this and that their whole life. Everyone will change, whether you change every year or every week or every month or every season or every life event. You are never going to be this exact same. So accept that you will change. Learn to love those changes. Don't hate either end of it. And it's definitely something I'm still working on. It's a journey. You can't just be like that overnight. I'm still learning to accept that, okay, maybe it was the Christmas period. I'm not as fit as I have been because I, took some time off the gym or ate a bit more food than normal, because that's what Christmas is all about. So that's completely normal. Self-love. Because you need to love yourself before other people can love you. And I know it's cliche, but it's true. You are your own home for life, and you need to respect and love how you come, because there's so much more to you than what everyone else sees. I could get into that forever, but this year I also fell in love, well, fell deeper in love than I ever have before. And I know some people think that's gross, but I definitely am in love and full of love because of one person. I'm very, very thankful that that was part of my year. So things I want to remember for next year: to be kinder to myself. Don't define myself with numbers. I don't want to weigh myself this year. I haven't weighed myself in maybe a month. I got to the point where it became too important to me, and it's not an important thing, and I'm not going to let it have any importance or power in my life. I want to accept change and embrace change, because everything is always changing. Everything's temporary and moving and changing and shifting, and nothing stays the same. Don't be afraid of it, and enjoy everything as it changes. I also want to continue to stand for things I believe in and say no to things that don't bring me happiness or joy. I don't want to apologize for that, and if people don't like that, I guess that's their problem. Like I said before, you should value you and put yourself in your best interest, and if anyone else has a problem with that, oh well, oh well. I don't want to cower down and not stand for what I believe in, because sometimes people don't like it. That's the only way things change. So I also only want to give my energy and time and love to people that genuinely cherish me and want me around and bring me up and bring me the most happiness. I want to dance more, because that brings me a lot of joy, and I didn't do that enough this year. I want to work hard, chase those dreams, enjoy every day for what it is. No, the good and the bad, just enjoy it for what it is. I want to fall in love with so many more places, people, experiences, so many more. 2020, I'm so excited for everything good that is coming and everything good that being out of school offers, like the opportunities of freedom. I just want to experience so much love for new and exciting things, I guess, and I'm excited for that. 2020 is definitely a year I'm looking forward to. I can feel it in my bones. It's going to be a good year for a lot of people. I'm very passionate going into this year, very excited, very hopeful, very full of joy and love, and I hope that everyone else has an amazing 2020 and has learned a lot in their 2019. Stay tuned for my channel, my Instagram for 2020, because I think it's going to be a good one, and I will see you all on my channel in the new year. Yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed this more raw, real sort of side to me. I don't know if it made a lot of sense, but it was just stuff I wanted to get off my chest and talk about, put on the internet for other people to hear. So if you stayed to listen, thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.